Namaste everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good, staying happy, healthy, and safe, and of course, working on your application. So, I'm back with another Erasmus Mundus video that you guys are seeing right now. And in this video, I'm going to share what are the 5 mistakes that you guys must be doing in your CV. So, as you know, I have been reviewing your CVs, SOPs, LORs from last 5 to 6 months. So, these are the common mistakes I noticed, which I'm going to pinpoint today, and there's a surprise in the end of this video. So watch this video till end, or should I tell right now? Okay, I'm gonna tell right now. I don't want suspense. But in the end of this video, I'm gonna share my CV structure, like what are the headings or sections I edit in my CV that maybe if you want, you can follow also. So starting with the mistake number one, make your CV program specific. So try to make CV that is very program specific. Like if a CV is about sustainability, try to target sustainability in your CV from your projects, from your research, from your volunteering activities. So if a program is about machine learning, try to target machine learning in different aspects in your CV. So you need to understand that CV needs to be program specific. If you want to go for a shortcut like one CV apply for 5 programs, I'm sorry, it's not going to work, because there are other students who is dedicatedly working on one program and they're gonna just use it. In make your CV very program specific. Second mistake is long paragraphs. Remember, CV is not your autobiography. It's a CV, academic CV, because long paragraph is seriously red flag for the application viewer. Yeah, and like simple terms that I can say. Coming back to the point, I have read so many CVs where they're in like about me section, 7 or 8 lines are there. And that, like the information that you have mentioned in the about me section, is repeated in another sections also, which is not a good thing, because it shows that you haven't worked on your CV, you didn't research, or you didn't like read your own CV. In my CV, I kept about me section of just 2 lines. And if some information I've already mentioned in one section, I didn't try to repeat it in another, because I tried to show some other information in the other section. You have the information, so use it. Don't repeat, and try to use AI to shorten your paragraphs, your lines, how to show the emotional values, your strength, your career engagement, everything. You can surely use AI for paraphrasing your sentences. The thing that I did in my CV is I try to keep in the timeline format. What I mean is, like, what are the recent events that happen in my life, that I follow the timeline format. If my job is current thing, my job is in the higher priority, then my internship, then my bachelor's, and then extracurriculars, and like this. So it's not like some information is in the section 1 and related to that other information is section 2. So that doesn't feel like they can relate to it. Is one thing just suddenly coming to my mind is, use bullet points to show the data or the information. You guys are writing paragraphs that doesn't seem cool, because it seems like, oh shit, I have to read the paragraph. Now make the bullet points so it's very easy to read also. You can mention, I know language ABC in this level. Like in single line you can mention, okay, I know language 1 2 3, and this is the level of each language. Don't make a whole table, because I feel language is not that much important if you have other important things to add. Of course add the language thing, but not in much space, because I want to use that space for my projects, for my research, or for my extracurriculars, like this section. So the summary of mistake number 2 is, keep it clear, to the point, and crisp. Mistake number 3, try to show numbers and the outcomes. You guys mentioned that I did this competition or I did this work, but what's the outcome of that work? Try to show some numbers. Like, for example, you mentioned that you worked on a research project. In the numbers, show that you worked on a 3-month research project, working or like reading 50 plus papers. It has some number values that instantly catches the eye. So try to show some outcomes, like what did you do? Don't use simple like I did this, I did this. What did you learn from this? What was the procedure of doing that? Try to show these some numbers, some figures, like oh, I achieved the infrastructure value, I saved electricity by this percentage, and hiking to this feet. Some figures needs to be there, which I think was the main point in my CV. And I like highlighted those numbers, or any important institution that was mentioned in my CV. I highlighted everything, like okay, this is the important thing, they need to see this, so I make them bold. Use these things, figures, highlighting the important informations. Mistake number 4: don't blindly follow Europass format. What I've seen is like you add, okay, about me section, extracurricular section, education section, training section, courses section, volunteering section. Just blindly you are adding the details in Europass format. It doesn't work like that. You have to design your own Europass format. For example, I can't remember the exact details, but there are some of your competitions that you did, you are making a separate section for that. Use extracurricular in your bachelor section to show those things. You are showing your certifications and your achievements in different sections. Why? Use one section for all the things, because one thing I remember is Europass takes lot of space, and I wanted everything on my CV, and there was not much space I can add because I need CV of 2 pages. So understand how you can minimize the gap between the things. It's not like put link after every course. Make a one link of all the documents and just put at the end. That's it. It doesn't mean that you have to put the heading link. No, put heading and the link. That is the common for like each other whatever the certifications you have attached. So trust your instincts, how you want to style the Europass CV. Just don't blindly follow. Tip number 5, which kind of I already mentioned in the point 4, but clear formatting. What I mean by this, it should look clean. Bullet points, proper spacing, proper, highlighting the alphabet, proper sections, structure, colors. It doesn't look like your text is going, out of the page or something. So, proper, clear formatting. So, these are the mistakes. I think I covered everything, and now I'm gonna share what are the sections I edit in my CV. Starting with the intersection. So you can see I have just mentioned my name, number, email, LinkedIn, and my address in just like city and the country, not like whole home address. Coming to about me section, you can see in just like 1.5 line, I mentioned what I want. Cover, complete. So coming to work experience, in first line I mentioned what was my role, what was the name of the company, and then I addressed and the website. I was working in the same company for 2 years. So I mentioned like, responsibilities, like what are the major things I did. And then comes the projects. So in projects, I divided into 3 projects. I mentioned project and like in 2 bullet points, what did I do in that? Same with the second and third project, and highlighted everything, like every figure or something like major technology I did. Coming to the intern, I just mentioned the same company name because I did in the same one. I did not repeat the address because I already mentioned. Then the accomplishment, and like in again in 3 bullet points, what did I accomplish in during that internship? Next is the educational and training section. I mentioned my degree name, my college name, in the bracket the address, and then comes the extracurricular in the education. So in extracurricular, I just mentioned extracurricular, like if I did some competitions, I did some like hosting or anything, nothing related to studies because I am already gonna mention that somewhere. So in 5 points, I just mentioned my extracurricular. I put a link where achievements, where I'm gonna like put the link of each of the extracurricular I have mentioned. So in the patent, again, I mentioned the patent, like, the name, and in that name only, I put the link of the, where you guys can search that patent. And then I mentioned like what were the patent was about and what were my responsibilities in that patent. comes the volunteering. So if you noticed in the Europass, you can mention like volunteering one and then plus and then like volunteering two. I did not do that. I just used one volunteering and I mentioned three in that section because it was taking so much space. So I mentioned three volunteering and in just one line what was my duty in that, and in the bracket the year of the volunteering. And as you can see, I just made a common link where anyone can go and check the certificate or anything related to those volunteering activities. Next is my education and training. So I did not mention any description about that, just the name, and in that name only the link is attached. So I did not make a separate link, section for the courses. And the last is my skills. So I'm divided my skills into two sections: technical and like kind of personal or general skills. And these are the skills I mentioned. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you have any doubt, you know what to do. Ping me in the comments or on the Instagram or LinkedIn. And see you in the next video. All the best. Bye bye.